I'm John McClain, National Training Manager for Armscor and Rock Island Armory. With the popularity of the original TM22, we knew we were going to have to make a few changes, and so we did. Let's start off with the TM22 Feather. Unlike the original TM22 that was built from head to toe completely of metal, the TM22 Feather is made mostly of polymer. This is going to help cut down on the weight and the price. You'll notice that the look of the TM22 has a little bit more old school on the front while still remaining kind of modern in the back. Now the handle here houses the rear sight and you have your front sight post here. Just note that you can remove both and there's a rail located under this handle so you can mount any type of optic that you'd like. The TM22 Feather will ship with a 10-round magazine, but we also have 15 and 25-round mags available. The backside of the firearm looks a little bit more modern with the ability to not just adjust the length of pull, but to also adjust the cheek rest. And like the original TM22, the TM22 Feather comes with a thread protector and a 1/2x28 thread pattern ready for any suppressor you may want to mount. So that's a little breakdown about the TM22 Feather. Let's talk about the TM22 Lever Action. Now for all you Yellowstone fans out there, we've got something for you, the TM22 Lever Action. Let's talk about it. The first thing that I want to bring to your attention about the TM22 Lever Action is that unlike traditional lever actions, this one is magazine fed. The TM22 Lever Action will ship with 10-round mags, but we do have 15 and 25-round mags available. Starting at the front end of the gun, you'll note that we have a 1/2x28 thread pattern and thread protector, so it's ready to mount any type of suppressor or muzzle device that matches that thread pattern. Along with the traditional front sight, rear sight, we also included a little bit of rail space so you can mount your favorite red dot optic. The controls are very ergonomic and easy to manipulate, with the lever action being very smooth and the magazine release being located right next to the trigger guard without being too close. The back of the firearm will include several different shims so you can add or remove them to adjust the length of pull, as well as having the ability to adjust the cheek rise. The TM22 was not just made for Yellowstone fans, but rather fans of all ages. So get your hands on the TM22 so you can experience a modern take on a cowboy classic. Now lastly, let's jump over and talk about the TM22 Standard. Well, let me introduce you to the TM22 Standard. A very basic package without being a basic gun. Now let's talk about one of the things that is different about the TM22 Standard from all other TM22 firearms. You'll notice that the magazine release is not a traditional button-style magazine release. Rather, it uses an old-school paddle method. Now what that means is that the magazine for the TM22 Standard will run in the other TM22 firearms. However, the older TM22 magazines may not necessarily run in the TM22 Standard due to the different cut on the back of the magazine. But let's talk about some of the features of the TM22 Standard. It'll come with a polymer front sight blade and a rear sight that flips up and down in the rail system. That gives you the option to choose to shoot iron sights or mount a red dot optic. One of the other differences is that the charging handle on the TM22 Standard is ambidextrous. You can move it from one side to the other. The safety is located behind the trigger, and due to the fact that this firearm stock is mostly polymer, makes it extremely lightweight and easy to carry. Now, just like all the other TM22 firearms, the TM22 Standard is covered under our limited lifetime warranty. So if you're looking for a cost-effective way to introduce a brand new shooter into the sport, then check out the TM22 Standard or any of the TM22 firearms from RIA Imports.